Hello everyone, this is Daryl20, and welcome to episode 53 of Daryl20's FTB Evolution Let's Play series, where this is in my base and I don't know how or why. I literally came in at the end of last episode, did my video editing stuff, then came over here to sleep because I heard phantoms, and I'm like, why is there ash here? So that's a thing that apparently happened at some point. Couldn't tell you what that's all about. Really couldn't. Have no idea. Gonna continue with the episode now, as if nothing has happened. So, last episode, we talked about how we're gonna wanna, set up some cool stuff, right? We want to do our standard design, for, like, the pink slime collectors and stuff. Do you face away? I always forget what direction foregoing faces, but yes, that's correct. Right, so we're going to need add-ons of some kind. Probably, we should teach it, like, a few of the add-ons. So, like, I think 4 is where I want to be, but I should probably also teach you something like 5 and 6, just to be clear. And then if we need more, usually 4 is sufficient. Disillusion chamber. Cool. So add-on tier 4 should be good enough. Man, I love this wand. It's just the coolest. Can we even pretend it's not? Because we know it is. It's like that. Alright, so you're gonna that, and I feel like that's cool by me. Right. We're just gonna be all very nice about it, and then we're going to want some kind of flux setup. Then we're gonna want our ultimate cables. And eventually we'll have a crusher on top. But we can't have a crusher until we have pink slime. So what we're going to want to do is, like, let these things happen. And then we're going to have Laser IO handle the tanks and the filtering, because I feel like that would be a very solid solution for that dude. And then we're going to want a couple of tanks. So we're going to want... You know what I should do? I should teach you how to make all the tanks, so I don't have to do that whole mess all the time. Every time I'm looking for a tank, I'm like, oh, and update it. That's just annoying. This way I can just be like, make me whatever size I want without having to, like, make multiple and upgrade them as they go. Right? Now I can just be like, 3 of this, please. Okay. What we're also going to want is wireless... something or others. How are these guys called? Wireless connectors. And you're going to be responsible. Oops. There you are. For connecting to settings cleared, bound. We're gonna keep this all inside this chunk so that we can be really good about it, right? You know what I need is a Paxel. Paxel is really what I need right now. Okay, so you're gonna chill there. Basically, you're gonna link so that you're online, connected to that guy. And then we can have our tanks times 3. Do we want ultimates? Why not? I mean, am I really worrying about costs at this point? I feel like the answer is no. And then we can have cables coming off of here. Okay. And I may not want that one. I may want break this and this. Giving myself a challenge by trying to keep this all within this junk. It's just a little bit tight. Dire. Storage bus? Do I not have storage buses on Autocraft? Okay. Cool. So then you're going to be 1, 2, whoops, 3, and then we're going to have tanks, right? Let's not have you connected yet, just because I don't need you on there yet. And then your tanks are going to be 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now we're eventually going to have a block here. So what we're going to want is laser IO like that. Okay. Give me like a bunch of those real quick. Only because it'll be nice to have, right? And then you're going to bind to those two, and you're going to bind to those two. And then how about we make you a cool looking color? How about something like pink for pink slime? Okay. So now you're going to, over here, extract whatever fluids, but like wait until I tell you what. Down here, you're going to insert with a filter for pink slime. Cool. You, on the down, are going to insert on a filter with meat. And you, on the down, are going to insert with a filter with foregoing, whatever the liquid EXP bucket is, this guy, essence bucket. Okay. So then you can now be configured to extract, and you should be all kinds of smart about that. Okay. And then you can partition, and you can partition, and you I'm going to remove the cable for because I don't actually want you doing stuff yet. So that now, when I connect this cable, I should be able to see my pink slime chilling in there. How cool is that? Okay. Now, lights off, pink slime accumulate. Cool. Now, I'm going to say pink slime is really what we care about. I'm probably not going to do meat-based ore processing, and I'm probably not going to do any auto-feeding, so I don't really care about this, right? In fairness, what I could do, instead of tanks, we could do functional storage with void upgrades, and then that would be even cooler. Extra in fairness, I could do a 2x2 drawer. I don't usually do it this way, and now I'm thinking I want to. So let's do two things. First, let's teach you how fluid drawers work, but then also more critically, let's teach you how these fluid drawers work. Because if I use the correct upgrades for these, then I don't need to worry about nothing, right? I'd just say like, hey, let's lock this dude, and then we don't have to worry about filtering or none of that mess. And that's probably cooler than I normally do, right? So let's actually change this, right? So then now the down can just be like, insert it all, friend. And we don't even need any of this. We just do this dude with a lock, and we're done, right? And then we can do meat bucket there. Oh, and we're going to need the functional upgrades, right? So I'm going to need at least one of you. But then I also want like a couple of you. That'll give me 512 buckets of storage. That's enough for now, right? And then you can go in there. And then you turn off for a second. Give me all this. Turn on. And that's cool, right? And then your down insert is now just going to be like, always insert whatever. It doesn't matter. And that's like way more efficient than what I normally do. See, trying to optimize. I have my patterns of things that I always do the same way, and I'm starting, like, in this series to be like, can I do this better? I feel like I can. Use things that I don't normally use, like normally I would set up a trash can and be like, hey, overflow, priorities, yada yada. Now it's just like, drawer? Auto void? Yes? Cool. And the same slime dude is going to work here. We just need to partition you correctly to account for the fact that you also have meat. Cool. And then even smarter if we, gave you a nice high priority so that, he always makes sure when we insert and extract, yada yada. Cool. And then we should be ready to make a mob crusher. If my mob crusher recipe was not incorrect. So where's my mob crusher recipe? Oh, you know what it is? Maybe it's not the crusher that's wrong. Maybe it is so mob crusher needs machine frame. Which I bet I put the wrong gold. No, you're actually fine. Mob crusher needs that machine frame. So why can't you mob crusher? Yes. Maybe it's this one that's wrong. That might be it. I think it is. ME extended pattern provider. Oh, you're not. Oh, adjacent to different machines. Okay, it's because I guess it's adjacent to different machines. So now we should be able to do mob crusher, right? And yeah, you can use that sword with 7 durability. I'm okay with that. Hooray, it works. Okay. So you guys can go away now. You can go away. You can go away. You can go away. And you can go away. And then we've now got a mob crusher, which can get, oops. Powered up, right? And you can also extract. Same deal, right? But you're going to need to, like, do a thing. So let's make you run with redstone so that you're the one who's running now. And then we're going to want those add-ons, right? One of each. I should have enough grains of infinity now to make that a cool thing. We're also going to want the tier 4 add-on for the range. Looks cool. And then you can do that, and we're going to get stuff, right? All the stuff. Now, we're going to have to deal with drops, obviously. But again, get there when we get there, right? Let's make you require a signal and make you no longer require a signal. So you'll continue to produce this stuff. The main thing I wanted here was a bucket so I could do that. And now he should be extracting essence, and that'll be cool. Okay, and then we should be able to, like, dump that essence into my thing for experience, so that when we're ready to do, like, crazy high levels of experience, we'll already have crazy high levels of experience. You know what I mean? I don't know that we need more essence than, like, but what we can do is we can have that and do, like, the keep in stock thing like we did with the plastic, and be like, any more than 64 buckets of essence goes into the experience holder from Just Dire Things. So that should be cool, right? Now for item drops, what are our thoughts there? It's a thing. It's a thing to consider. Do I want to deal with all this stuff? I mean, probably, but also it's going to be a lot of junk. But like, also we can manage. Could just throw drawers here. In fairness, this drawer is close enough to my main drawer system that I don't even need the wireless. Like what I could realistically do, right? Just to be sure, this should reach, right? So like right now, I don't see liquid meat, but I do that, and I do. So now, we don't even need that. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of cool. So now we just negated that whole wireless setup that we didn't need either. See, you gotta think outside the box a little bit. Dyer definitely does get into his patterns and habits. And it's a thing I'm trying to break. Think about better ways, more efficient ways to do the things, right? All right, Chief, I understand. You're all excited. Woo! So, now we're getting decent amounts of pink slime and everything else we need. We should probably be, like, prioritizing pink slime. Turn this off when we hit enough pink slime. Turn this on and switch back and forth, right? So I'll think about how to do that, and I'll come back in a minute when I'm ready. All right, here's what I'm thinking I want to do. Let's do this. Let's do a functional storage controller access point. This is the thing that lets you, like, connect to an existing controller and plug stuff into it, right? So if I connect you, we should see all our things still, which is cool, right? And then over here, if we set up an extract, 8 items at a time, we'll probably want to at least dunk that down to 32 every half a second. And then on the up, we do an insert. He should automatically extract everything that we already have a filter for. Okay? And we should make that a super high priority. And in theory, everything that we're already filtering for should be voided, because I'm pretty sure I put void upgrades in all the things. Everybody has a void upgrade? Good. So we still use the drawer system as the master list, right? Then what we do is we augment this with a chest. And we're not going to want just any chest. We're going to want a very nice diamond chest. Diamond oak chest, of all things. Because, yes, diamond oak chest needs diamond gold, needs diamond iron. Do we have a diamond? We have an oak copper, so that works. So then we can just upgrade you. See, I love that you can change it all, but I hate that you can change it all. Okay. And then your job on the up will be a fallback insert. So that I can come over here and be like, oh, I need to add you to my drawers. Let me go add you to my drawers. Right there is a perfect place to add it. And that's cool, right? And then, in theory, we've already got most of mob drops in our functional storage, but then if anything was missed, it'll go into the diamond chest. And then after a little bit of time, we'll just wind up voiding everything else. Is that a cool plan? That should work, right? And then what we want to do on the down here is basically sensor for fluids. And we want to check for pink slime, because that's all we really care about, right? So assuming we have, and control shift does not work still, so that's going to be super annoying. Does my mouse wheel work? I feel like that doesn't either. No, it does not. Something definitely breaks mouse wheel sensitivity. So on the down, you're going to censor for... You know what I could do? If I put you in here like this, and then control click it, that should be 64 buckets. That's a little trick only because I know how the code works to support that. Because behind the scenes, what it does is it tracks the number of buckets that go in there. And then it has like special condition handling for like, oh, if this is a fluid card, render the fancy, the interior of the bucket rather than the bucket itself. Use the same counting that we did for actual buckets for the number of buckets, and then add an extra field for millibuckets on top of it. So like behind the scenes, if you do like 64,100 millibuckets, it records that as 64 buckets plus 100 millibuckets. And that extra field is always between 0 and 1,000 because it's going to, 0 and 999. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So there's a like sneaky trick to like not have to click 640 times to increase that. But anyway, now we can sense, do you have 64 buckets of pink slime? And if true, emit a signal on the white channel, right? And then you are going to be configured for run with no redstone signal. And you're going to be an emit on white, low. And you're also going to be an emit on white, low. And you will be running with redstone signal. So that when you get to 64 buckets worth of pink slime, you're going to go ahead and, do thing. And like redstone signal will toggle, this thing will turn off, that thing will turn on, and we'll start accumulating essence. And then if we ever use any pink slime and drop below 64 buckets, boom, toggles back, he starts doing Mob Slaughter Factory. That should be extremely simple. All we have to do now at this point is wait for like enough mob spawns to do their job, right? And get enough pink slime to validate that that works. But I think for now, that should be cool. Awesome. So, easy peasy. Not a problem-y. Did I remember to do speed upgrades for both of you? Yes and yes. We're cool. Good. Okay. So, foregoing good. That stuff all cool. You in the backpack. You in the backpack. You away and you away. And we're ready to rock. So that got foregoing handled, which is great times. What I'd like to do now is handle the foregoing disenchanting. Now, we're probably, if I remember correctly, in the past, when I've done this, I usually had 2 systems for bookshelves, because when we get to the part where we want to have like, it's really cool, and I got to go look at how my original bookshelves were designed so I can come up with the list. Because like, I remember last time I like went deep into Apotheosis, I came up with like the 2 perfect bookshelves, one that's high on Arcana and one that's low on Arcana, and like that was cool. We've done it a few different ways. Sometimes we just have 2 and that's it. Sometimes we like swapped them out, remember? And the other times we've used like pistons. Like there's a bunch of different ways to make it so that you can have different. But generally speaking, you want to have your it's Arcana, right? We want to have either 0% or 100%, and that lets you basically flip whether you're getting rare enchants like looting or common enchants like protection. So that's a thing. So do I want to build a system here where we have like 2 enchanting table setups? Because I could do that. Could, right? Because what I could have is surface. Oh, you are the wrong dude. Surface, range of 3. Right? We could just like 5 by 5 this. And this can just be my enchanting wall, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then if I break this correctly, that's cool, right? And then that's safe, okay? And then we can do smart things with you. Just bump you up to a 5 by 5, right? Is that cool? And then this can be like a whole thing. I'm gonna turn fuzzy off here. Yeah, much nicer. And that can just be like my enchanting area. And what we could have is basically like a few things here, right? And we could have like right? So that would be one bookshelf, and that would be the other bookshelf. And then we could have our like disenchanting stuff in the middle there. Would that be cool? Because I like that. I think that looks good. And then we could even have like a little separate section. You know, we could either have that or we could have like the disenchanters in the back, like this. And then we could have a separate section in front for like all the gem crafty bits and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? Because theoretically, we shouldn't need much of this anymore, so we can probably ditch this whole setup. And I'm cool with that. So like, yoink, yoink. You guys go away, as do all of you. Yeah, that's the design I like. So let's carry on with this setup. So super easy enchantment extractor, right? And for now, you can sit right here in between these dudes. And what I'd like to do is automate this with books. So do I currently have book crafting as a thing? If I could spell book, that would be smarter. No. So let's go up there and make sure we know how to make books and make sure we have the stuff to make books. Because to make books requires leather and paper. Two things that I don't know that we necessarily have. Do we have a cow? We do have a cow data model. So we could probably on-demand some leather. If then we wanted to. So like right now, I could just toss you in there. And let's see if you're already configured for cowing. You're doing weather data prediction, which is cool. Leather is what we want from cows, right? So we could do something similar-ish to this with the Enderman, where we say like, hey, I want to get cows. Whenever I'm low on leather, insert, and then make leather. Like this is effectively a keep in stock the right amount of ender pearls. We could do very similar for cows. That we will probably do in the future. Okay. Because that'll just make things a lot simpler for us, right? And we already have paper in there, so that's cool. And paper is made, I assume, from sugarcane. Do we have sugarcane growing? No, but we should be able to, because Just Dire Thing soil supports sugarcane. So if we came over here and we added sugarcane, we could do it in place of some potatoes too. That could be cool, right? Now if we do thought I did sugarcane. Am I not doing sugarcane, or is this like the same situation with the hemp where it's not detecting that it's grown? And in addition, I should probably add sugarcane, right? Yes. So, do I have a watering can of some kind? I do. I noticed my soil doesn't like it when I like dance like that. And what I should do is upgrade the soil to like the tier 4, because right now it's only tier 2. And then we could skip the whole collection doohickey and instead, you know, Why are you not sugarcaning, sugarcane? Should have grown by now. Just want to see sugarcane go up. You're at 15. We'll keep an eye on things for a minute. Let's do this. Let's wrap up the episode here. I'll come back next time and see if my sugarcane has increased. If it has, we know that's working. If it hasn't, we'll come up with another way to make sugarcane happen. Then we'll export bus books into that machine along with power, possibly using the whole energy storage doohickey, right? This guy. And then we will automate extracting enchants, and then maybe get into apotheosis, just so we can get some fun OP enchants. And then we'll go from there. Does that sound like a plan? For now, Adult20 sign off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.